Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 169. I'm here as always. I'm Dan, and I'm joined by Samson, who's going crazy at that number and almost broke his mic. How
nice.
you doing?
It's quite nice. How are you doing? It's very cold over here. Is it cold in your side?
Oh, it's cold over here. Yeah. The thing is with Toronto, I'm right next to Ontario Lake, like 10-minute walk away from the lake. So the wind chills from the lake is mental. Like there's so much wind where I am. Like it's like a wind tunnel, yes. So it's absolutely freezing. But once the wind like stops, it's fine. It's really cold. It's probably like 30 degrees Fahrenheit probably. And it's fine, and you can get used to it. But the wind's a killer. But yeah, I know it's bad down there. In Boston, it's no brainer. But you always get it like that, right? You always get a lot of snow.
I wouldn't say we always get a lot of snow. Last year we did not get much. This year we had like one pretty bad storm, but the last snowstorm wasn't much snow.
No, okay, fair enough.
Convenient, yeah.
Fair enough. So no VRing outside for you right now.
Actually, it's all melted now. So,
so you're back.
It's too cold. It's just too cold.
Yeah, it is.
I've been playing a lot of the Steam Deck. Steam Deck. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, not too bad. I did have as I'm like we're about to do this podcast. I was like, I know what next week's episode is going to be already because basically. I've been playing a bunch of Human Within, and we'll talk about that in part 2.
How long's the whole thing?
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done the whole thing.
Yeah, completed it. Okay. Resolution. My New Year's resolution for VR was 2 games. That's 1 done.
That counts. It counts. It's like watching a movie. It's like having a resolution. Watch 2 movies this year.
It is. It counts.
All right, next get the Gundam game. Then
exactly. Then you'll be done. Exactly. Small wins. We got to go for small wins.
Yeah.
But no. I got so many. Well, obviously because I completed the game, I got so many achievements from it. Not all of them, but most of them. And then so I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I've actually not really paid attention to the achievements. They keep popping up on my Apple Watch every time I get one. You know, when I'm playing Batman, I can get them on and such. I was like, let me just go have a look at them. So I went onto the app on my phone. Couldn't really find him, and I could go on my profile and I could see him just at the bottom, but I could just see like the ones that I just unlocked kind of thing. So then I clicked on them and I could just see once again the notification center where it just shows me all of and they're kind of mixed with Batman and the other games and whatnot that have come through. I was like, okay, where is the list for Human Within? Where is the list where I can see which ones I've unlocked and which ones? There isn't any list. No. It doesn't exist.
I always just go to the Steam version of the game.
Why is there achievements but there's no actual achievement list? It doesn't exist. So Samson, next week, and this is maybe something for everyone listening, so you can comment on Spotify, you can go into our Discord and message us or put it in the episode discussion or whatever. Improvements for the Quest 3. We need an improvements episode where we write down the list of our stuff that grinds our gears and discuss it and where meta needs to improve. Because also Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan recently. I didn't watch it. I only saw one clip where I think it went kind of a bit viral on the news outlets where he was saying how the Apple Vision Pro is not that great, but it's better than the Quest for movies and such. I think that's the only thing he said. And then the rest of it was more not liking the Vision Pro, which is, fine. That's his own opinion. But it got me thinking in terms of like what the Quest needs to do to improve, because I feel like there are so many things, especially OS wise, that it's completely dropped the ball on. And also with the rumors that Asus are making the first VR headset that has the Horizon OS, right? So that's the heavy rumor that came out. I didn't put it in the news, but I've told you now, so that's like the heavy rumor. With that, with like third-party obviously hardware now using the Horizon OS, or some of them are going to use some the Horizon OS. It's time we address all of the issues with Horizon OS, because there are so many, and it would be nice if they fix them or improve that for when there's new hardware out, especially on the third-party side, and especially on just Quest side, there's so much more that they could be doing with the OS, and the store is an issue and all that stuff. But
the phone app, yeah,
the phone app and the software that's on the actual VR headset itself. So that will be next week's episode. I've decided that's what we're going to have.
Good one.
So if anyone's got any comments or anything like that, or wanting to contribute to that, anything that kind of grinds their gears in the Horizon OS, or just the hardware in general, I mean, we know obviously the strap and such, but like in general, but I think mostly the OS is the biggest issue. Ping us. Comment us on Spotify, put in the comments, put Discord. It in the Discord. Go to, if you're on Patreon, patreon.com/letstalkoculus, get the show early one day if you subscribe at the $5 tier or more. But you can put the message in there.
Most times, not this week though, because of the embargo.
No, this week we're fine, but just this week will just be later. Yeah, so on Thursday I'll just have to post it later.
Oh,
so
because we switched to Fridays.
We switched to Fridays, exactly. So Thursday.
We are so smart, you see?
Exactly, right? So, but also if you don't use any of that, letstalkoculus@gmail.com. You can email us if you really want to. I don't think not many people do that, but like if you want to, feel free. Okay, and then contribute to this topic. But
you make us sound so lonely.
Yeah,
we get plenty of emails from bots.
Yeah, and VR companies, but not fans. Spotify comments.
Not many fans. Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, Samson, speaking of comments, last week we had a good episode where we talked about our goals for 2025 and how VR can help achieve those goals. So we went into fitness, mindfulness, productivity, those kind of things. Okay. And just got a couple comments from our community in Discord that I wanted to also say to everyone else who's obviously not in the Discord. So I'm going to start off. Samson, we got a comment from DMax, who comments on the meditation side, so the mindfulness. He says Realms of Flow is another great one, very, very customizable and a different experience than Trip, which is the one that I think I mentioned. And for some months now, lower resolution versions of many of the Realms of Flow environments and play spaces are available within Trip. They're licensed from the Realms developer. None of the Realms customization with them, but if you have Trip, you can kind of sample them. So that's another recommendation, Realms of Flow. It has been something that I've actually tried. I actually really like Realms of Flow. I spoke to the developer on email before. He didn't want to come on the show, though. He said he's not one to he said he's quite introverted, which is absolutely fair, but a really good app, a good visualization app. So that's a great suggestion. DMax. Samson, what was the second comment?
Way to use DMax's actual words this time instead of just
paraphrasing. I was right there last time. Yeah. I was right.
You did nail it.
Yeah.
This one from Kimmy Kai. For language, Librarium and Terra Alia are fun fantasy gamified language learning. Definitely best for vocabulary building rather than full learning, though. Also, I too picked up Taiko Frenzy in the sale, along with many other apps. Go Kimikai, very curious what the other apps are. I'm really liking it. Good addition to drumming lineup, Smash Drums, Ragnarok, etc. And it is a good one to the lineup. It will not be a go-to for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you talked about it the last week.
You got to be you got to be in the mood for
that music.
Exactly.
I feel like it's like Ragnarok. Genre. It's like Ragnarok. It's another it's a specific one, right? But great suggestions on the languages. I've never heard of those two apps, Librarium and Terra Alia, or Alia. Not heard of that one, but gamified language learning sounds pretty fun. Anyway, those are the good comments from last week's episode. Samson, let's get into this week's episode, and let's start off with a small bit of VR news, and not too much, but let's talk about it. First one, Samson, is one right up your alley. Synthriders has announced 80s mixtape side B will be out now, I believe.
Yeah.
Songs, you got Queen, Don't Stop Me Now, Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Africa by Toto, Don't You Forget Me by Simple Minds, Just Like Heaven by The Cure, Out of Touch, Darryl Hill and John Oates, and Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, the one that probably everyone loves the most. Samson, have you tried this yet?
No.
Any songs pick your fancy there?
Yes. Quite a few of them. In fact, I don't know that I'm familiar with Out of Touch. I might if I heard it, but I had to just
probably have
this,
if you heard it. Yeah.
Don't Stop Me Now though. Like hell yeah. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Hell yeah. Africa. Toto. Hell yeah. Never Gonna Give You Up. Hell yeah. So yeah. I don't. And the other ones, The Cure, Just Like Heaven. I must know that one. Is that like
It's
the
a
classic? Like
yeah.
Is that one?
I don't know if it's that one, but it's a classic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like out of their songs. I know a lot of I'm a big Cure fan, but one of their songs is probably the top 3 of the most popular songs.
Yeah,
if not top 1 or top 2. You know, so yeah, you'll know all of these songs. To be honest, I think
I was definitely wrong, but I got it now.
I think my favorite song out of the lot is Africa. It's just such a banger. That is such a banger of a song. I don't know how it will work in Synthriders as much as the other songs,
but Dan,
but yeah,
do you bless the rains down in Africa
all the time?
Very well.
All the time. But yeah, that's a Synthriders 80s mixtape.
I still have to get into the Barbie update, so I'm like 2 updates behind here.
What are you slacking?
I'm slacking.
What's going on?
Lazy.
Yeah, you gotta get back to it. Get warmed up. Anyway, we got some free games, MetaQuest Plus games, that is, for January.
Ooh, yeah.
January games are Kung Fu and VR Fishing. I've never played the Kung Fu. That's the Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu, that is. Samson's going crazy on the video feed here with his VR Fishing. Samson, why do you like VR Fishing so much?
Well, VR fishing, first of all, it's beautiful, right? You're in these photorealistic environments, West Coast America, East Coast America, I think, right? It's like it spans really the whole country. I think there's some Japan, Korea. There's a few others.
There's one in Australia, no?
Is there? There's definitely a few others. But Dan, it's also 4-player. You can get YouTube going in a little window if you'd like. It's just it's serene. It's very calm. If that's what you're looking for. Also, you can play solo if you want. They also often have. I'm not sure if it's always or just like seasonal, but they do like weekly rewards, and then at the 4th one, you get. If you've done all 3 or all 4, you get the big reward type of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, Real VR Fishing. They're also on Steam now, but it is not crossplay.
It's very relaxing game. Very relaxing game. Very good graphics too. You know.
Yeah, and lots of different fish out there. I don't know anything about fishing.
No, absolutely not. Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu is something that I would recommend picking up if you have Quest Plus for sure. It's not a game that I haven't played, but it's got really good reviews and they've updated it quite a lot. So there's like a full campaign in there. There's 8-person PvP multiplayer, which
that's a lot of people. All fighting. It's like a bar fight.
Yeah, exactly. It seems mental, but it's like they can all fight in this whole like arena essentially, which is crazy. But there's also over 40 characters. I don't know if Bruce Lee's in the game, but he looks like he's in the game.
Do they have different stats? Is it like a fighting?
Yeah, it looks like Mortal Kombat in a way where it has like different abilities. Like someone can do fire and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is a game that's been around for a long time, but it's been, like I said, constantly updated. And the cool thing is from just what I've seen is just like a game like Creed, for example, with boxing, there's like a whole training facility, so you can like learn different kung fu moves and be in the dojo and trying to practice, which is really cool. It's just very different, right? We've had a lot of boxing games or a lot of just punching games in a way, and this is, and you can also kick in this game. I don't know how. Maybe you have to press a button or something like that. But you can kick in the game as well. And
cool.
it's not hand tracking though, which would be cool if there was a hand tracking option. Maybe just for training, like you could do some of the moves and such. That would be cool. But it's only touch controllers, which might still work well.
Thrill the Fight's not hand tracking.
No, I don't think it is.
I think you move too fast.
Yeah, that might be it. This is a pretty good now hand tracking though. It's pretty good.
When you're like fighting, you're trying to go as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, try that out. Like I said, you could try the 8-person 8-person one. There's also so many environments too. Like there's a ton of environments in this game. So yeah, that's another one to check out. So you got Dragon Fist, VR Kung Fu, and Real VR Fishing. Samson, real sad news with the PowerWash Simulator, a game that you adore. So PowerWash Simulator.
I have not played that much PowerWash Simulator.
Have you not?
No.
That it seems like such a perfect game it's right up your alley, but yeah, fair enough. PowerWash Simulator, it ends VR support. So there's a full quote, and you can go read it on their Twitter, their socials, and obviously on Upload VR. But just a quick excerpt of that. They said they absolutely love and believe in VR, but they're working on a platform which costs us more than it makes, which is really unfortunate.
Basically, what they did is they took their VR team and they moved them onto a different project, still within the, so they don't have to lay them off. They gave them, a job that they were looking to hire that they just hired within the company.
Which is really nice. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. They didn't just like, I'm gonna sack off the VR division. They're just like, okay, let's just, because it's not making money, let's just try and make a different game or focus efforts on the flat screen version, or at least, or the DLC or whatnot, which is nice to see in that respect. They said they might come back to VR support. It just depends on, cost itself. Yeah, real shame. No more DLCs for the PowerWash Simulator. That was a big sneeze, Samson, by the way.
Yeah, I only know one way to sneeze.
Okay, final news story. The Quest 3S got a bit of a discount recently. Only in the US, though. So
I like that we ended it with the good news here with the $50 off.
Yeah, so if you're in the market for a Quest 3S, the 256 gigabyte one is now $50 off until February 9th in the US only. But I do want to, if not many people know, I'm pretty sure the people in Canada know, Canada's tax-free at the moment until until April, I want to say, but I could be wrong. Just double check that. But it's tax-free on certain items, and gaming devices such as the Quest 3 count. So completely tax-free as well. So
why such a long tax-free?
I think it's just a little political kind of thing to.
Is it always after Christmas?
No. They just did like a little, like to make everyone relax a little bit.
Right, because all the turmoil. I get you.
Yeah, so they're tax-free, and for certain places, like Ontario, where we just have like harmonized sales tax, which means it's just one amount, which is 13%. The whole thing just completely waived. Where in other places where there's like two different amounts which add up, only one of them comes off and such. So if you're in Ontario, completely tax-free. If you're in some other places, it might still be a little bit of tax, but still a lot to save there if you're getting a big purchase like that. So it doesn't include digital games, just FYI on that. But yeah, $50 off, not in the UK or anything like that. It seems like only US, and it seems like Meta are just testing the waters. The 250 when this got announced, actually, we were saying that the 256 probably is the least likely one because that people will buy, because you'll either get.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, Dan.
Yeah,
I think they had too much stock.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I mean saying. So like 128 gig was that sweet spot of $300, and then the thing is, it would be different if the Quest 3 would be 128 gig or 256 gig at $500, but because it's 512, it just makes sense to, if you're going to spend 400, save up a little bit and jump to the $100 more for the much better
double
lenses.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you either get that or you save money and get the $300 Quest 3S. It doesn't make too much sense to get the 256, to be honest. So, yeah, it makes sense. Looks like they're testing the waters. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. Sometimes they go back up and then they'll eventually have a permanent price cut. I don't know. We'll see.
They've had a price increase before.
Yeah, they've
I
gone
don't
both
think
ways.
that'll happen again, though.
No. They've gone both ways. All right, Samson. I think because we've had such a small part one here, I think we continue and talk about Walkabout. Because Walkabout got the new DLC the first one this year rather, and it's the Elvis one. It's the one that kind of got announced quite a while ago, and it's finally out. We finally got Elvis, and Samson, it's a doozy. It's so unique and fun and cool. What are your initial impressions of it after playing a few times?
Yeah, love the music. So it's got 2 different tracks, live band playing on the easy, and 1 track on the easy, 1 track on the hard. I think that's how it works. And Dan, I was dancing the entire time I was playing. It was hard to golf, though not too hard, because I did get a -5 and a -6 on easy and hard mode my first time through.
Sorry, wait. You were dancing. Does that mean you had the music on?
Oh, yeah. Well, Dan, it's Elvis. You have to have the music on for Elvis. Certainly when I'm not playing with anybody either.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the music. It has a little Hawaiian kind of touch to it, and it's a really good backing track. But yeah, continue.
So a little bit about the music. It's an original tribute score featuring the VLE band, live musicians performing a rousing tribute composition by Chris Raymond, highlighting the spirit of 60s and 70s rock and roll.
Cool.
Raymond on piano, Josh Robbins on guitar, Johnny Vogelslang on electric and upright bass, and Chuck Fisher on drums. And Dan, They crushed it.
Nice little fun fact there, Samson.
Fact. There you have it. I had some favorite holes. Yeah, I assume this is more top level we're talking about right here, right?
Yeah.
So it's sort of shaped like a museum would be it did feel like I went to the Rock and Roll Museum in Cleveland, and it kind of felt like that, where you're going through almost different times. You're going through different times of Elvis's life. So
yeah,
you get some gambling, you get casino, you get a little beach area,
jailhouse rock.
Exactly. You get the jailhouse. You get a big stage area.
Yeah, you get a pool.
Yep. The pool. Oh my, that's a fun one. It's a doozy. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't have, most of the courses have one sort of feeling, so to say, and this is many of them. Mm-hmm. So it does feel like it's more like a museum, and I really like it.
Yeah, me too. You kind of hit the nail on the head. It feels like a museum, and in a way, it feels like this is the Vegas course as well. Because it has all those ties, which makes sense, and it just feels like if they had they'll probably never do a Walkabout Vegas because they have something so similar right here, and it's so close. Facts. And I love the fact that every hole is unique. It's its own kind of hole. It depends on where you are. Are you at the start where you go through his car, essentially? You go into the hotel rooms with the revolving doors?
Did you hole in one the car?
I didn't realize you could do that.
You could get it up and into the gas. It goes through the.
Oh! I thought you said. Did you put the horn on the car? I was
hole in one.
Hole in one? No, I didn't know. Both time. Well, 3 times I've played. I haven't.
No! It didn't hole in one. Never mind. It lands really close though, and then it's an easy two. That's enough. It. Yeah.
That's
what I did. At least I imagine you could hole in one.
I love the fact that every hole is unique, and it really, the elements in there is really cool. I love the fact that you have a big Elvis statue in the middle, but then you also have like another big one that kind of is merged into a specific hole, who always kind of like kicks your ball out the way annoyingly.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a that's
Because
really
you had to get Elvis dancing in this course, and,
Yeah.
and they figured out how to do it.
Yeah, they did. This has some holes where like notoriously I don't really love, i.e. like holes that you just hit the ball once into a certain area and that's it, you get the score and such, rather than actually playing a golf. But what they've done in some of these holes, like the one that is on the stage, where you have to hit it into the or into the balcony basically, and where it drops is what you get is 0
It's
plus
like
1
pachinko
plus
or whatever.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it's like. It's so much fun. It's really cool, and they've done a lot like that, like the 18th hole, for example.
I double bogeyed both times I played that hole.
Yeah, me too. I've never done better than a double bogey.
Okay.
I've never done better than a +2. Never done better. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a course that really stands out from everything that they've done, because of the way it's laid out and the way it is itself. Some parts of it reminded me of Myst, how like each hole had its own kind of element, and you really had to think about that specific element. This isn't a course where you can just kind of go in and just play and expect to get a good score, because it will kick your ass, especially the latter half of the course and the back nine.
The guitar is tough.
The guitar's also really cool, Samson. The guitars make noise.
Yeah,
like,
you can play them.
There's a giant guitar where you can like play each string individually. There's an electric guitar which has the electric guitar noise as well, and such.
And there are a couple other small instruments that I guess I won't spoil now yet. But Dan, I do wonder if you play multiplayer, if you could play chords.
Oh, yeah, maybe if you have 4 or 3 people pressing the notes at the same time or something like that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's only a 4-string guitar as well, but I'm sure you can make something work.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's only a 4-string guitar, the big one, the giant one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those little bits, it seems like they've kind of put loads of those kind of elements now, right? Where before they didn't really have much interactability with the courses, but obviously then they started adding like the beach ball. They had the soccer ball in there once, and then with the 8-bit layer, they made arcade games that can work. So they're kind of experimenting more and more with that, with adding more interactability, which is so much fun. It's like playful.
The doors, fun. Dan.
What about the doors?
The doors, the door in the basement that they've been building.
The door in the basement.
You haven't been in the doors. You haven't been underneath the shack in Walkabout yet.
Oh no! I know exactly what you're talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant the course itself. Yeah, you mean the doors in the shack, where that doesn't lead to anything right yet. But we're
one of them does.
It does it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't looked. Maybe no spoilers. Maybe no.
It's
spoilers.
Definitely posted in our Discord. So
fair enough. How did you fare when you played it? In terms of scoring.
-5, -6. -5 was my easy course. -6 was my hard course.
Oh wow!
And Dan, I did feel like I had to be very careful. So I did 18 to hole in one, right? Like if you nail it.
Not the first time. The first time I did it, I kept missing for some reason, but then after that, I got it. Yeah.
No, I saw all you have to do is hit it straight and really hard. Just make sure you hit it straight and really hard. And I was like, all right. And I nailed it. So that, I mean, -5 on easy mode, it's just like a couple, right?
Did you blow up on any specific hole? Like I started the last time I played, I was on -9 going into 13, and then I finished on -3.
So I double bogeyed 4, and I don't remember what that hole is.
Yeah, I don't remember the top. That might be the blackjack table one, potentially. Because that one on hard, that one loops quite a lot. That's where you have the actual
This is my easy score though.
Okay, but even on the easy, like that's where you have the suits. You're kind of like playing on the suits in a way. Like the course is shaped as like a club
Yeah.
and a diamond and such. It might be that one. It might be that one. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
And then on hard mode, I also hole in 1 to 18, and I hole in 1 to 3, which I think is the one where you hit. It's like a dice, a cube, and you hit it.
Yeah.
I think that's that one.
Yeah, that's the one where you have like a ramp and there's
Yeah.
dice and such there. Yeah,
And I double bogeyed 6, but I don't remember which one that was.
This is great. This is great knowledge.
Yeah. And there you go.
No idea what we did, but he got
Listen,
it.
you asked how I did, and that's as good as I can get.
Yeah, my
People
best
can cross-reference, okay? Go to hole 6, I double bogeyed that one. Go to hole 4, I double bogeyed that one. Bing, bam, boom.
My best was -3 on easy and +4, +3 on hard. I don't remember. I can't remember now. I only played hard once.
Did you find 9 balls?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not find 9 balls. I found like about 4 or 5, but I wasn't really looking for them. I tried a few times, but then I just stopped because the course started to kick my ass, to be honest. It's not a particularly like a difficult one. It's just one that kind of, because each hole is different, it's not like the same theme. Like every hole has its complete own kind of theme
attack
along it.
differently.
You have to kind of think about what you're doing. Like I realized with the, what's the slot machine one, where you can kind of get it into the slot machine, and if you get it into the right one,
let's talk about our favorite holes.
Okay,
go. Keep talking about the slot machine.
Well, the slot machine, I don't know if slot machine is my favorite hole. But
it's okay, but
I realized,
finish what you're saying, then we'll go into it.
I realized with the slot machine, like you can kind of get it through the gaps, and then you can get it close to the hole. I think maybe you could potentially get a hole in one, but I've actually not tried that. But what I realized after playing it 3 times, I actually just like to hit it short, so it just goes down the ramp, and then it sets me up for an easy 2-putt to the hole itself. So I don't know. That's just maybe the easy way of playing the golf.
It's literally gambling.
Yeah, that's true. It is literally gambling. That's true. I've gone the safe way. Safe way. Favorite holes though. One of my favorite holes, not because of the actual playability of the hole, but more just the way they did it, is actually there's 2 which kind of go with both of these, with basically my description there. There's 2 which go with them. Is the one that's on the record player, and the one that's on the roulette wheel as well. I found those 2 holes to be really fun to do, just because of how they built it. Especially the record player, the way it kind of turns, and it doesn't give you too much arc, but like it gives you a little bit, and it's just it's
hard
fun
mode.
to do.
It gives you arc.
Yeah, that's true. I've only played hard mode once, so I don't have the best.
The first time I did that one on hard mode, I think that's actually the one I double bogeyed.
Is that where the record player's on like double speed or something?
Maybe I'm not 100% sure.
I don't remember, but yeah, those 2 are for sure. What are yours?
Roulette definitely, both on easy and hard, but on easy it moves, right?
Yeah,
or you like have to. Yeah, it doesn't move now.
Yeah, it moves.
Okay, and hard it doesn't move.
So the hard is like you gotta just hit it where you want to, where the easy you just hit it and then you just hope for the best that it just drops into. I've also got plus. Yeah.
That's easy. I really liked it on easy mode. Hard mode, it's good. Easy mode, it's fun.
Easy mode is fun because you have no idea what you're gonna get and you just hit it and you see what happens.
Exactly.
I've got +2 every time though. Every time.
Really?
Yeah. The last time I played, it actually hit the edge of the 0 and it went into +2.
Brutal. I think I got par. Maybe.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe -1. I don't know. Then I particularly like the Elvis dancing because.
Yeah.
So what this is it's essentially an Elvis statue where the hips swivel when he tilts side to side. And so his feet are really big and they're on the course, but the hole is huge, right? So you have a huge hole to hit it in, but his feet are like constantly moving in front. So it's just all about timing, but you're also going uphill. But yeah, it's fun. I just really like that they got Elvis dancing.
Yeah,
And
I
then
like that one too.
the stage one I really like.
I love the stage one.
You're hitting it.
Honest.
I love the arc where you're just hitting it into the air.
Yeah.
On easy, it's like the pachinko, and it's just like gambling again. On hard, you kind of got to like get it right behind the seats, in between the seats. It's also pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then 18, the piano is just it. So the piano's it plays the piano when you hit it on it. So
it's really cool. But it doesn't play the piano if you like kind of walk and just try and touch a key. Yeah. It doesn't do that. I thought it would, but it wouldn't. It's just when you hit the actual. But when it hits, if you miss it, like you only play a few of the keys or anything like that.
That's what I was gonna say. You have to go into practice mode and just practice this one till you hit it in one, and it's like you're playing the piano, like zing.
Yeah. It's like you play all the keys with your hand and such. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I like the design of the Jailhouse Rock, even though that one I tend to get a high score on all the time. I think if I play a bit conservatively, I can do well, but sometimes it teases you where you can kind of try and go for it or get close to it, but then you just go off the edge and such.
Call me crazy. I just don't like the vibe of prison.
You went into the prison one.
Yeah. I didn't like being in jail.
That's fair.
No, but because it's that one, you kind of got to time the bounces right off the doors. Well, on hard mode, you have to time them because the doors are opening and closing. On easy mode, it's more.
That's not the Jailhouse one. That's the hotel. That's the hotel. Yeah, the Jailhouse one is where, like, on the ground you have, like, cufflinks and such.
That one's hard.
Yeah. That's the one.
Very hard.
That's the one I mentioned. No, the one you're saying is when you're in the hotel, the Heartbreak Hotel and such. Yeah, the doors start opening on hard mode compared to the easy mode. The doors
I got you caught up slanted. With my joke about being in jail.
Yeah, fair enough. The pool is fun, being on top of the pool board and hitting it down. That one's fun. I actually got it perfect first time, and then I've not been able to do it since.
Wait, you got it all the way around in one?
Yeah.
How'd you do it? Where'd you hit it along?
I don't know, Samson, because I've tried it again and it's not happened.
Wait, you don't even remember the line at all?
It's not happened again. No, I did it the first time when I played it, and then the next twice.
I feel like you have to go high. I haven't figured that line out yet.
Yeah, and then we have a Christmas tree on the 17th on the hard mode as well. So we're keeping with the holiday spirits. But yeah, overall, in terms of what it looks like and how the course is, a really fun course. It's probably not for the ones who like don't like the courses that are more gimmicky, but it's not really gimmicky. It's just like it's got unique holes. It's different, right? It's different. It's a different.
If you're not into Elvis or like that, listen. Anybody who like buys, who like loves Walkabout enough to just buy them all is gonna get it, right? But if you're just more the casual person out there and you don't like Elvis, maybe skip this one.
So I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about Elvis, to be honest. I just know obviously the big songs.
But you still like.
I know the big songs.
Distaste. You don't have a sour taste. When Elvis comes.
I do really wish I watched the Elvis film before jumping into it, but maybe I still will. I do like Walk Mighty Coconut catering to like a niche, like a
people who love Elvis is a big niche, right? That might even be mainstream. And certainly at some point it was.
At some point, yeah.
But I don't think they come next one right with another niche course. But I love catering to the niches out there because eventually they'll come to a niche near you and you'll like it,
I do love the fact that they did like the trilogy of Jules Verne courses. And I do hope
exactly.
I do hope they do something like that again in the future, where they do like a trilogy of courses that are within a specific theme. And obviously they got the laser layers, but I mean like, an actual something real life, like some actual media or so. So yeah, I'd love to see more, because then you kind of learn a bit more and it kind of encourages you to go out and learn a bit more as well.
We got to think about what's in the public, what like IP is in the public sphere. Yeah.
I think Winnie the Pooh is. But
you're right.
I think Winnie the Pooh is, so that could be one. I don't know.
100 Acre Oak.
exactly. That'd be a fun course on like the tree. And yeah, anyway, standout balls. Any standout balls that you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, I got some balls to shout out. So there's a black ball I particularly liked with a red Elvis on it.
That's the one. I've only found a few, but that's my favorite one that I've found so far.
It's a good one. There's a white ball with a bunch of hearts on it that are broken. The heartbreak ball, if you will. So,
yeah,
into that.
No prizes to realize where that one was found.
Yeah. No, no clue. And then there's one with a signature. It's Elvis's signature. So if you want to try to impersonate him on a blank check, there you go. It's right there on your walkabout ball.
Right there on the walkabout ball. Very, very good. And how did you finish the? We don't want to spoil the putter design, but did you finish the?
No, I have not. I collected the first one.
I got halfway through and actually got stuck. I'm trying to find his lemonade or his like big drink, and I can't find it. I've searched the whole map and I can't find it. And every time I see like a drink, I've tried to get it, but it's not letting me. So I'm obviously not finding the right one. So I'm halfway through. I'm 6 out of 13. So I still haven't found the putter. I feel like the putter would be fun. There's a lot of ways they could take it, but I don't know what it looks like. So I can't even spoil it or anything like that. But yeah,
stay tuned.
Solid course. I had a great time. It's a really fun start to 2025. And with that, Samson, they just posted today a random screenshot which kind of showed their timeline up until summer 2025. So I'll try and describe it for the audio listeners here. It started off with Elvis, Jan 16th, and then it goes to a envelope. Then it goes to a door, then a present, then a Walkabout Mini Golf course, another course, a present, and then another course. So there are 3 courses, 2 presents, an envelope, and a door.
And it's important to note that this ends with summer 2025. So this is all
coming up in the next 6 months.
Before summer.
Yeah, actually, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's what it means. So like before June.
This is all the end through winter and spring.
The first 6 months, basically.
Yeah.
There's also a question mark on avatars in there as well. So 3 courses that we're planning to get. Samson, though, any idea of what the envelope is, the door, and the 2 presents?
All right, so we're all getting walkabout letters, and they're all.
We all just getting letters.
Thank yous.
Mail.
Yeah.
That could be like. I don't actually know. I don't know what letters would be.
Yeah,
mail,
I have
messages. Clue, I have actually no idea. The door could be something to do with the door.
Dan, I think I figured out what the doors are.
Okay, figure it out. Well, what is it?
Okay, so the door, the first door goes to major spoilers for doors here. So underneath the walkabout shack where you're looking at the different courses select, if you sort of fly and go underneath the shack, there's a lot of doors. There's some employee rooms and etc. And one of them you can go into. I think you have to activate it in the course first before you could start going through it, this method. But I'll tell you where this one is. It's in Shangri-La Hard. I forget how to describe where the door is. I found it on YouTube. Somebody posted it in the Discord. So come on down to LTO Discord to find it, I guess.
Fair enough.
Anyway, once you open that door in Shangri-La, it takes you to the Welcome Island. And so what I think all these doors are going to be is sort of like a walkabout back rooms where you can go to, and like every course will have a door that you can go through here. Like you can kind of select your course this way in a way. And each of these rooms that you go into before going into the course, there's a board where you can select to do the slingshot challenge, to how to play that course, and maybe a couple other things. And there's kind of Easter eggs or like items from that course in that room. So the room is sort of like themed like that course.
Yeah, I've not checked it out myself. I've not kind of gone in that, but
I haven't I haven't counted all the doors, but there's a lot of freaking courses and there's a lot of freaking doors.
So maybe that's it. Maybe the doors is the finish article of the doors, or just one of them. Another one gets unlocked.
What I think is it's just going to be like an alternative way to get to all these different modes that like some people will know and not everybody will. Much like, you know, how you can like get the ball in practice mode from behind your,
Yeah.
that
You know
type
what
of
I
deal.
would think would be fun. What those doors would be like, these backroom doors, be like a way that Mighty Coconut can show the background of how each course was made. So like you go into a course like
Well, so yeah, that's what I think there was like developer like behind the scenes stuff
yeah.
on the board.
Oh,
There's
okay,
behind the scenes
cool.
stuff on the board.
So
Yeah.
that's what it should be like, where you can kind of maybe see blueprints or sketches, or like the sketch that David shared with us when we had him in December, where the design of the Holiday Hideaway, how it
Mm-hmm.
was before it actually came out, which was exactly the same. All those little nitbits, they'd be cool, like little Mighty Coconut museum of all these walkabout courses and some background stuff. And hey, Mighty Coconut, if you're listening, I know some of you are listening. Feel
Hi,
free
everyone.
to link our podcast with you in the Holiday Hideaway door. Put a little link there. Put a little LTO. I'll send you a poster. I can make you a poster, no problem. In fact, why don't you make us a poster with the
No,
Walkabout
don't give
avatars?
them work. Don't give them work. All right, Dan. What do you think the gifts are?
I think the gifts are just like merch that you can buy, like new merch. That's what I think. I think the
Dan, that's
gifts are
smart.
merch.
I'm
I
gonna.
think your doors is pretty
I
smart.
agree.
I have no idea what the envelope is, and obviously the other three are definitely the courses that are coming out. And then you've got like a little question mark on an avatar head, which means like maybe a new avatar pack gets thrown in some point down the line.
Okay, so one of the courses. When was the last? I think one of the courses will be a layer, right? When was the last
They've
layer?
already done 3 layers.
Oh, the
They've
8-bit
done
layer. You're right. You're right. It won't
the
be a layer.
finished
I'm wrong.
layers.
I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be, that's what I'm saying. That the cool thing for me would be if there's a new theme coming out of like a trilogy of different types of courses. They've
Well,
done that a few times, and I'd love a third.
wouldn't it be amazing if one of my predictions came true and it was a VR IP?
Yeah, Moss, you said, right? It'd be cool also if like, what one of them maybe is the remaster of not Arizona Sunshine, Arizona Modern. Because that is another one that's needed. That's next, right, on the list.
You're right. One of them is probably a remaster.
One of them being a remaster, the other two being original new courses. But yeah, anyway, that's the little screenshot.
Yep.
Fun, yeah. We're obviously big Walkabout fans here, so I'm very excited to see what's around the corner. And Samson, that would do for our part 1 here. In part
Big
2,
part 1.
a big part 1, yeah, because of the Walkabout. In part 2, we'll go through our games that we've been playing this week, and there is no games out this week. So yes, we'll just be doing what we've been playing. So we'll see you in part 2.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
Welcome back to part 2, what we've been playing. Samson, I think obviously the biggest game that we've been playing is Walkabout, obviously. But as I teased at the start of the show, I completed a game, albeit a really short game. So The Human Within, I kind of teased this on the last week's episode. Obviously, it came out last week, and I was always going to buy it. For those of you who don't know or didn't listen to last week's episode, The Human Within is a very unique VR game, actually a VR game that's probably not really been done on the Quest or native like this, where it's a actual like TV show that you're watching.
It's like
you
an
have got-
FMV, full
it's
motion video, right?
full motion video, exactly. So basically, the whole idea of this game is that you have these two sisters who have created this like supercomputer essentially that goes on your brain, and then when you've got it on your brain, you could be a part of the like computer architecture. You're basically like AI, but you are the one who's the AI within the machine. And then with that, you can do a lot of things. Like you can do a lot of bad things, like hack into people's accounts and see everything, see all the security cameras across the world, do all that stuff. You know, there's a lot like you could do. Anyway, so they've created this technology trying to use it for like good, but there's another guy called Blake who is the main villain in this kind of show, where he has taken this idea and kind of hired both of them to develop it into something that's bad, and he's now selling it to like international hackers who hack people and put companies up to ransom and all that stuff, billionaires and all that stuff, right? So the whole thing is like an hour, 10 hour, 20 or so. Okay, gone.
How interactive is it?
Not much.
Like, so it's not like in the FMV movies that I would play in big screen, we're making like choices pretty regularly.
There's not many choices that you're making. There's a few, and at the end of the game, when you finish it, it shows you your like choice tree, which is kind of cool,
cool,
and tells you like like there was probably about 20, maybe a bit of exaggeration, maybe like 10, 12 clips that I actually didn't go on because I went a certain path. Yeah. And then out of the endings, I had one of it ending obviously out of 5. So there's 5 different endings that you could have had.
So 5 playthroughs.
If you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to play this again, but yes, like if you wanted to. There's not many choices though. Like in as you're going, there's a few choices and few not. It feels like there might be a few missions that you might need to kind of like purposefully like lose or anything like that if you can. But sometimes there's choices, and I actually didn't realize where you basically move your head. So sometimes you're watching a clip, you're in full 360 stereoscopic, and you see the scene play out, and then there's a choice in the scene, and then you move your head left for one answer, move your head right for another answer. But there's not many of those. But anyway, so I'm not going to kind of spoil it, but I'm just going to go into like maybe some light spoilers here. It starts off where you're in the room with the two sisters, and one of the sisters is on the bed wearing said device on her head, and you've got the bad guy Blake, and Blake and the sister. Oh my gosh, Samson, the acting is so bad. I'm no actor.
Like B-movie?
It's like a movie. I don't know what kind of cable TV there is in the States, but it's on like one of those like cable TV networks.
Okay, like a soap opera type of.
Yeah, it's like it's on something that maybe like Survivor
like
would
daytime,
be on or something. Yeah. You know, like it'll be on those kind of like
daytime drama.
Daytime drama, exactly. It's one of those, and the acting. So most of the acting is not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but the main villain Blake, his acting is probably the worst by miles. It's so bad, and it's also probably just poorly written as well, because there's a lot of like you could tell they're just reading from a script. Like one person will say something, then the other person will go, and then it'll be a weird of a like pause, and then the other person will go, and it's just not really well acting. So I'm not gonna lie. At the start, I was like, I'm willing to turn this off. I can't deal with this. But I pursued with it because I was like, this can't be that long of a game, and it did get a little bit better, and I got a bit more into it, and the actual story got a little bit better. Albeit the ending I got was pretty poor as well, and then overall, like the actual story of it was very mediocre. But the cool thing is that because you're basically playing the woman who's on the table with the thing on her head. You have a view of where you have like a big 2D screen in front of you with like the main content playing, but then there's like several different smaller screens all around you, and you can like some of them have different feeds from different areas, and you can grab the feed and kind of watch something play out and whatnot. So that's pretty cool.
You got your very own like Jarvis from Iron Man.
Yeah, that's actually how you feel, and it's all in super high quality, so it looks 4K sharp as anything. It's really good quality. The only thing in terms of quality that was bugging me was that you can, when you're in the scenes where you're full 360 in the scene, you're watching it in stereoscopic. I found it a bit blurry and a bit like it would make me cross-eyed a little bit. But I realized in the settings you can change it to monoscopic, and it doesn't actually change the image too much. But to me, it looked a bit sharper, and it was just clear. It was just like I didn't get cross-eyes the way. It was much easier on the eyes. So as soon as I changed it to that, it was absolutely fine. And then the other thing I want to say about it is the actual what you're actually doing, right? Your the game aspect of it. So the main aspect is there are like block puzzles. Think of like when you played Assassin's Creed and there was like the Amicus area where you have to do some random puzzles and then you can get back into the Assassin's Creed game. Similar to that, basically there's these most of them are just 3 blocks, and then it ends up being like 4 and 5 blocks, and some of the puzzles gets harder. But when there's a corruption in the data, these blocks have little patterns on it, and you have to kind of connect the blocks which have the same pattern and such, if that makes sense. It's okay. It's just very repetitive every time you have to do it. There are some really interesting puzzles where this only happens 3 times. But when you watch a scene in 360, and then, okay, let's say one of these examples is that you're trying to find this guy who is, he hides himself away from the cameras, and he's like a shoplifter kind of guy. So what happens is you recreate the screen, recreate the scene in like VR. So then everything gets recreated, and you can kind of pause. Yeah, and you can collect evidence and such. You can pause, rewind, and such like that. You can kind of walk around and you can see the guy, and you can scan his face, and you can get his face, and then you can see where he picks something up. You scan that when he picks something up and such. The first one was cool. The other 2 were like very meh. If anyone's played the Batman game that's on PlayStation VR 1, the Arkham experience was like 15, 30 minutes long. It's much better in there than it is in this game. Like, it feels like this one could have been better, and they needed more of it. Like, there was only 3 in the whole hour and a half. It was mostly those little block challenges. And then the only other puzzle that you'd have, it's not really a puzzle, it's just that you scan the area. So you scan the city of Berlin, and then there's like 10 or 12 different spots, and as soon as you scan one you're trying to find somebody to help you, and you scan one, you pick the card up, and you're like, oh, this person doesn't work. Then you scan another one, but then you realize quickly that it doesn't matter where you scan them, it's always going to choose the same people anyway, because of the story. So in the end of the day, the actual game aspect of it was kind of crap. It's like the actual word for it.
Was the movie good?
The movie was okay. It was mediocre. I would still like recommend this to people if it was on sale. Like it's I think it's like $20, which is way too high. But if you pick this up for like $10 in a sale at some point, do it, because it's very interesting. It's just very unique and such. Okay, and you can play it seated, and like I said, it'll last you an hour and a half, maybe max, and you won't get stuck pretty much. Maybe the puzzles you might get stuck for like a little bit, but you get it really quickly. It's just an interesting one to see. Like, I would like to see more of these kind of things, but it's just a little bit better. Like, they have the polish in terms of like the 4K streams and all that stuff, and the story was not that great, but maybe a few tweaks and a bit better writing, it could have been something a bit more compelling. But they actually just need to make the actual VR game aspect of it a little bit better and more engaging. There was some good ones, but some, like, it's just not enough of it. And in the end of the day, like, it's very average. But it was fun to do something very different and very unique in VR, right? Because we'd normally just play standard games in the Quest. So that's the thing I like about it. But at $20, $25, bit too much. Get it on sale just if you wanted to, if you were curious. But yeah, that is Human Within. Samson, what have you been playing?
Well, Dan, I've been playing a lot of Toy Trains. And Toy Trains, I'm going to read their game description here, is a playful track building VR game where you create your own small world and engage in a captivating storyline. It's all about imagination, creative, relaxing, main story, devious challenges for those who like it tough, and has a sandbox board for people who love tinkering and expressing themselves, thinking, having fun, and, of course, Dan, trains.
The way you said that was all like very calm, meditative.
Because that's how this game makes you feel.
Nice. I like it.
Because
Tell me more.
I finished the main campaign. I had a lot of fun. Truly lost myself in this. Truly lost track of time.
Hey,
The campaign. Yeah,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, there you go. The campaign is simple, lighthearted. It's told through text dialogue boxes, and the basic rundown is you start a new level with a very simple tutorial that teaches you about a turn track or a bridge or a tunnel. And then you complete that tutorial. Then the first levels connect two houses to this one main building. And I always like the challenge of making it all one big loop instead of like two different tracks. And then it just progressively adds houses or like things to connect. And
Is it mixed reality?
I played this on PlayStation, but it does have mixed reality on the Quest 3.
Nice.
And then after the campaign, there's also 12 sort of newer challenge levels. I've done one section which was mostly based in water, and I think each is 3 sections. Each one's sort of a different world. But Dan, if you want to just play a nice chill game, and because you can just play sandbox, right? So you can just literally play trains with this.
And do you have unlimited amount of like track that you?
I have not
use?
even tried sandbox mode. I've just been enjoying the campaign and like solving these puzzles.
Nice. Yeah, it looks really cozy, and the visuals look really, really nice.
Super cozy.
And
Good
I
music.
like in the description they say, "Relax. There's no rush and no stress in the toy trains land."
Yeah, exactly. And there were a few times where my trains just got so convoluted, and I was like, I just need to start this level over.
Was the puzzles quite challenging as you progressed?
No,
through the game?
I just like had fun. Just like if you make one train like loop kind of weird or I don't know, if you do something unique, and then the next part of the level adds a house and like where you just built all that like weirdness, then all of a sudden you've got to do some, finagling.
So the tracks kind of like you keep the track for the next level and such.
Yeah,
like
each like world basically keeps building on
keeps
itself.
what you had, and then you. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's fun. Is there any multiplayer or anything like that, or is it just one of those?
I do not know. I did not check.
Yeah, fair enough. That sounds nice though. I want to buy this game.
Yeah, I definitely got it on sale on my PlayStation. I think it was like $3 or $4.
The first review on Quest is just choose to buy this.
Yeah. It's super chill.
Yeah,
I forget,
love that.
The developer, I think, has made other things, Dan. But
yeah, fair enough. I don't see, like, I'm trying to get this information whilst we're on the pod, but I don't see anything about mixed reality.
I saw it, I think, in a trailer.
Okay, fair enough. Because like the background kind of shows like a room and such, but that's just the kind of VR room. But I don't see anything to do with mixed reality. But there might be. I'm not too sure. To be honest, I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't see it. Toy trains, no.
Well, they don't actually have anything else on Steam, so
Yeah, they don't. They only have one of the game, which is called Harper Gun, which is actually coming soon. For MetaQuest, PlayStation VR 2, and Steam VR.
Well, Dan, I am intrigued now because I love this one.
Yeah, nice. I think I'm going to pick this up. Oh, I'm going to put it on my wish list at least, and then I'll wait for the sale. But yeah, this looks really good. Very good. Did you play anything else?
I did, Dan. Outside that, got into my normal Breachers Friday night. Breachers, of course, is a 5-on-5 tactical shooter. I like to play in my B-Haptics suit, and I put the B-Haptics arms on, feel every reload every time I die. And I die a lot. I died a lot on Friday night for sure.
Right.
And we play Walkstar, and she is incredible, Dan. Like, boom, headshot.
Wow.
You feel good when you get her though. You do get her sometimes. You got to catch her off guard, but sometimes the mouse catches the cat somehow. But yeah, Breachers 5-on-5 tactical shooter. One team's defending 2 bomb sites. One team's trying to plant a bomb diffuser on one of these sites. Why they're trying to bomb themselves, I don't know. Nobody knows. That is part of
the lore.
Yeah.
Very good.
Precisely.
Very
good. And then I got into a little BeatSaber, Dan, because I finally got into some Metallica songs. They are pretty metal.
Yeah.
But they're very long, so I only got into about 3 of them.
They are. Sometimes they're like
that
7.
I really know.
Sometimes they're like 6, 7, 8 minutes, 9 minutes tracks. I actually love the Metallica songs in Supernatural. For the fitness, I just find them really good and really, obviously that's like a BeatSaber-esque. Like, did you enjoy it? Like,
oh yeah, these are good. I really liked it. And Dan, I have a new. Here's what I want, or I hope I can manifest it happen in any of the rhythm games I like. Right. So I'm talking to you, Synthriders, BeatSaber, Audio Trip. We need some Bad Bunny.
Oh. Yeah, fair enough. You a big fan?
I mean, decent, but Bad Bunny's huge, Dan.
He seems to be everywhere. Every time
album
I look,
of the year, a couple of years ago, and I just think that would, it would go over well.
He was also in a wrestling match in WWE a year and a half ago. I want to say in 2023. Basically, they were in Puerto Rico, and he had a match, and he was so good, like so good. if I find like a full version of it, because sometimes they put the full versions of the matches on YouTube, it's worth watching. Even if you're into even if you're not into wrestling and you're just into like Bad Bunny and such. Like I watched it with my sister, and she freaking loved every minute of it. It's so fun, and he's like a really good. Yeah, I feel like he could easily be a wrestler if he wanted to be honest. He was so good, and he was flying up through tables and all that sorts of stuff. It was so much fun to watch. So I would highly recommend.
His tickets are on sale now, Puerto Rico this summer.
There we go. Yeah. Anyways,
but anyway, Metallica, BeatSaber, good time, especially if you're into metal.
Right. Very good. Samson, that's it. That's our show this week. There's no games out this week, so continue playing your backlog.
I do want to say, Dan, Arcane Age is coming out on Steam and PSVR 2, though, so I will be hopefully getting into that a little.
Nice.
I do. Nice. I got plans to go to the Boston Ice Cream Museum this weekend, so I'm going to see whatever that is.
Boston Ice Cream Museum, very nice. That's very nice. I'm doing axe throwing on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
I've never done it before.
I wish you well. Mostly throw them forward, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
No Wii bowling situations,
No. And then, obviously, as mentioned, next week we're going to go through all these Horizon OS issues. So please let us know any of the ones that are grinding your gears on the Discord or the Spotify comments, or letstalkoculus@gmail.com. That will wrap up today's show. As always, I've been Dan. He's been Samson.
No, I've seen Samson, though.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Did you like what you saw?
Oh boy, did I. But, I've seen Samson.
Yeah, you've seen Samson. Okay, bye now.